Rome is one of the most extraordinary cities on Earth, a living museum where ancient ruins, Renaissance art, and buzzing modern life all share the same cobblestone streets. Before you book anything, here is everything you actually need to know, covering getting around, the best areas to stay, safety, real costs, the best time to visit, and the mistakes first-timers keep making. From the Colosseum and the Roman Forum to the Vatican, the Pantheon, and the Trevi Fountain, Rome packs more history and beauty into a walkable center than almost anywhere on the planet. Save this video before you start booking flights, because we are answering the questions people actually search before they land in Rome. Let us start with getting around, because the good news is that Rome's historic center is compact and wonderfully walkable, and you will spend most of your trip exploring on foot. Most visitors fly into Fiumicino, the main international airport west of the city, while some budget and European flights land at the smaller Ciampino to the southeast. From Fiumicino, the fastest way into the city is the Leonardo Express train, which runs non-stop to Termini station in about 32 minutes for around €14. There are also cheaper shuttle buses from both airports to Termini for around €6 or €7, a slower but budget-friendly option, plus fixed-rate taxis into the center. Taxis from the airports charge a set flat fare into central Rome, roughly €50 from Fiumicino and about 31 from Ciampino, so always confirm the official rate. Once in the city, Rome has a metro with 3 lines, A, B, and C, which is useful for longer hops, but crucially does not reach much of the tangled historic center. That gap is filled by an extensive bus and tram network, with lines like the 40 and 64 running between Termini and the Vatican, and tram 8 serving Trastevere. A single public transport ticket costs about €1.50 and is valid for 100 minutes across buses, trams, and the metro, which is excellent value for getting around. One critical rule: you must validate a paper ticket in the yellow or green machine the moment you board, because riding without validating can bring a fine of €100. Better yet, use the contactless tap-and-go system by tapping your bank card directly on the reader at the metro gates and on many buses, which validates automatically. Honestly, though, walking is the best way to experience Rome, since the distances between the major sites in the center are short and every street reveals something beautiful. Do not even think about renting a car for the city, because narrow streets, chaotic traffic, and the restricted ZTL zones make driving a nightmare that can also bring hefty fines. One more tip: download an offline map before you set out, because the winding medieval streets easily confuse GPS, and a reliable map keeps you oriented as you wander the tangle of lanes. The simple takeaway is to take the Leonardo Express in from the airport, use tap and go on the metro and buses for longer trips, and walk everywhere else. Now, the single most important decision of your trip: where to stay. Because in a city built for walking, the right neighborhood puts the great sights right outside your door. For most first-time visitors, the Centro Storico, or historic center, is the dream base, placing you within a short stroll of the Pantheon, Piazza Navona, and the Trevi Fountain. The trade-off in the Centro Storico is that you pay a premium and deal with crowds, cobblestones, and some street noise, but the unbeatable location is worth it for many. Trastevere, just across the river, is the top pick for charm and atmosphere. A maze of ivy-draped lanes, trattorias, and lively nightlife with a more romantic local feel. Trastevere is still within walking distance of the main sites, roughly half an hour on foot, with a handy tram connecting you to the center and the Colosseum area. Monti, the trendy neighborhood right by the Colosseum, offers a bohemian, affordable vibe with great bars and vintage shops while keeping ancient Rome on your doorstep. The Prati district near the Vatican is elegant, quieter, and safe. Ideal if visiting St. Peter's and the museums is a priority, with excellent shopping and dining nearby. Around the Spanish Steps, you will find upscale, fashionable hotels and designer shopping, a polished and central base that comes with the highest price tags in the city. The area right around Termini Station is the most convenient for transport and budget hotels, but the immediate blocks can feel seedy, so choose your exact address with care. For most travelers, the sweet spot is the Centro Storico or Trastevere, letting you walk to nearly everything and soak up the atmosphere both day and night. Wherever you choose, remember that Rome is very walkable, so even a slightly cheaper neighborhood a bit further out can still leave you within easy reach of the highlights. And as always, read reviews about the specific street, because a quiet lane and a noisy nightlife strip can sit just a block apart in Rome's dense historic quarters. Now let us talk safety honestly, because Rome is a very safe city for tourists when it comes to violent crime, but it has a real and persistent problem with pickpockets. This is the single most important thing to understand. The main risk in Rome is not danger to you, it is skilled thieves quietly targeting your wallet, phone, and bag. The pickpocket hotspots are predictable. The crowded Metro Line A, the packed Bus 64 to the Vatican, and the tourist crushes at the Trevi Fountain and the Colosseum. Bus 64 is so notorious it has earned the nickname the Pickpocket Express, so keep your valuables secured and your bag in front of you on these routes. The defense is simple. Carry your essentials in a zipped crossbody bag worn in front. Keep your phone out of your back pocket and stay alert whenever a crowd suddenly presses in. Beyond theft, Rome is famous for a set of classic tourist scams that are annoying rather than dangerous, but worth knowing so you can brush them off. Near the Pantheon, Trevi, and the Spanish Steps, someone may try to hand you a free bracelet or rose, then aggressively demand money, so just keep your hands in and walk on. At the Colosseum, costumed gladiators offer to pose for photos and then demand a large tip. And around the sites, you may find restaurants with no prices that pad the bill. To avoid the restaurant trap, steer clear of places with pushy hosts and photo menus right next to major monuments, and always check that prices are clearly listed before you sit. The area immediately around Termini Station is the grittiest part of central Rome, so stay aware there, especially late at night, and avoid lingering alone after midnight. It is also worth saving the European emergency number, 112, and keeping a photo of your passport on your phone. Small steps that give real peace of mind if anything goes wrong. One more practical note for drivers: the historic center is a restricted ZTL traffic zone, and straying in with a car triggers automatic fines, another reason to skip the rental. With those precautions, the overwhelming majority of visitors have a completely trouble-free trip. So guard your pockets, laugh off the scams, and enjoy the city. Bottom line, the threat in Rome is to your wallet, not your safety. So a good zipped bag and a bit of street awareness are truly all you need. Let us talk money, because Rome can be surprisingly affordable for a world-class capital, though costs climb fast in the tourist heart during the busy season. Hotels are the biggest expense, with mid-range rooms in the historic center often running 200 to 400 euros a night in peak season, more near the top sites. You can save a lot by staying in Trastevere, Monti, or near Termini, where comfortable hotels and rooms start well under 200 euros, or even around 100 for simpler spots. Food is where Rome shines for value, since you can eat incredibly well and cheaply, grabbing a slice of pizza al taglio or a plate of pasta for well under 15 euros. A casual trattoria dinner runs around 20 to 35 euros a person, while a nicer sit-down meal with wine will land closer to 50, still a bargain for the quality. Do watch for the coperto, a small per-person cover charge of a couple of euros added at most restaurants for the bread and table, which is normal and not a scam. Public transport is a genuine bargain, with single tickets around €1.50 and day or multi-day passes that quickly pay for themselves if you ride more than a few times. The big attractions add up, so consider the Roma Pass, which bundles free entry to a couple of top sites, skip the line perks, and public transport into one card. Wonderfully, many of Rome's greatest treasures are completely free, including the Pantheon on most days, the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps, and simply wandering the ancient streets. A great money saver is the first Sunday of each month, when many state museums and archaeological sites offer free admission, though you should expect much bigger crowds in return. For a rough estimate, a comfortable mid-range traveler should budget around 200 to 350 euros a day per person, including a hotel, meals, and sightseeing. Budget travelers staying outside the very center and eating at casual spots can bring that down toward 100 a day, especially outside the summer peak. And remember that tipping in Italy is minimal, usually just rounding up or leaving a euro or two, since good service is expected rather than tipped, like back home. Now for the timing question, which matters a lot in Rome, because when you go dramatically changes the heat, the crowds, and the prices you will face. The best time to visit is the shoulder seasons. Spring from mid-April to mid-May, and autumn from mid-September to mid-October, when the weather is at its most pleasant. In those windows, you get mild temperatures in the 60s and 70s, comfortable sightseeing weather, longer days, and crowds that, while still present, are far more manageable. Summer, from June through August, is peak season. And while the days are long and sunny, the heat is intense, often climbing into the 90s with humid, draining afternoons. Add in the biggest crowds and the highest prices, and midsummer can be a tough time to visit. So if you come then, plan sightseeing for early morning and rest in the heat. One quirky thing about August is that many Romans leave the city for the holidays. So some local shops and restaurants close, giving parts of the city a quieter, emptier feel. Winter, from November through February, is the low season, with cool but mild weather, occasional rain, the fewest crowds, and the best hotel bargains of the year. A winter visit lets you enjoy the great sights and museums with short lines, and Rome dressed up for Christmas has a magic all its own. Just pack a warm layer and an umbrella. Spring also brings Easter, an enormous event in Rome with huge crowds around the Vatican. So if you visit then, expect big numbers and book everything well in advance. The practical takeaway is to aim for April, May, September, or October for the best all-around experience of comfortable weather and reasonable crowds. Whenever you go, book your major tickets ahead because the Colosseum and the Vatican can sell out weeks in advance, especially in the busy spring and summer months. So target the shoulder seasons if you can, brave winter for bargains and short lines, and only take on summer if you are ready for the heat and the crowds. Now the fun part, the sights. Because Rome offers one of the greatest concentrations of world-famous monuments anywhere on Earth, layered across nearly 3,000 years. The icon is the Colosseum, the vast ancient amphitheater, best visited with a combined ticket that also covers the adjoining Roman Forum and Palatine Hill next door. Right beside it, the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill let you walk through the political and social heart of the ancient empire, so wear comfortable shoes and give it real time. The other essential is Vatican City, home to St. Peter's Basilica, the Vatican Museums, and the breathtaking Sistine Chapel with Michelangelo's ceiling, an absolute must. For the Vatican, book a timed ticket well in advance and go early or late to beat the crushing midday crowds. And remember the strict dress code covering shoulders and knees. The Pantheon is a personal favorite and a marvel. A nearly 2,000-year-old temple with a perfect dome and open oculus sitting right in the heart of the center. No visit is complete without tossing a coin into the Trevi Fountain, the magnificent Baroque masterpiece, though be ready for the dense crowds that gather there day and night. Climb or admire the Spanish Steps, wander the beautiful Piazza Navona with its Bernini fountains, and stroll across the river to the atmospheric lanes of Trastevere. Art lovers should not miss the Borghese Gallery, set in a gorgeous park, which requires a timed reservation, but rewards you with masterpieces by Bernini and Caravaggio. For sweeping views and more history, cross to Castel Sant'Angelo, the riverside fortress, and walk its ramparts for one of the best panoramas over the city and St. Peter's. Do not overlook simply getting lost, because Rome rewards aimless wandering, with an ancient column, a hidden church, or a perfect piazza waiting around nearly every corner. The beauty of Rome is that these legendary sites sit close together in a walkable center. So with smart planning and pre-booked tickets, a few days can hold an astonishing amount. One of the joys of basing yourself in Rome is how many incredible day trips sit within easy reach. letting you add whole new worlds to a single visit. The easiest escape is Ostia Antica, the remarkably preserved ancient port city. A quick train ride away that many find as impressive as Pompeii, but with a fraction of the crowds. Tivoli, in the hills east of the city, dazzles with two spectacular sights: the fountains and gardens of Villa d'Este and the sprawling ruins of Hadrian's Villa. For a bigger adventure, a high-speed train whisks you to Naples in about an hour, the gateway to the haunting ruins of Pompeii and the stunning Amalfi Coast beyond. Florence, the cradle of the Renaissance, is only about 90 minutes away by fast train, making an ambitious but very doable day trip for art and architecture lovers. Closer to home, the ancient Appian Way and the eerie underground catacombs on Rome's southern edge offer an atmospheric half-day step back into antiquity. Wine and nature lovers can head to the Castelli Romani, the hill towns just south of the city, for lakeside views, local white wine, and a relaxed escape from the crowds. If you crave the sea, the beaches at Ostia and the more scenic Santa Marinella up the coast are a short train ride away, an easy way to cool off on a hot summer day. The key to these trips is Italy's excellent train network, with fast, frequent, and affordable connections, making it simple to be back in Rome by evening. Booking high-speed train tickets in advance usually saves money, while regional trains to nearby spots like Ostia and Tivoli are cheap and can often be bought on the day. A great strategy is to spend a few full days on Rome itself, then add one-day trip to break up the city and taste the wider beauty of central Italy. Even a half day at Ostia Antica or along the Appian Way gives you a completely different, quieter side of Roman history away from the packed city center sites. So build at least one excursion into your plans, because the treasures around Rome are a huge part of what makes a trip to the region so unforgettable. Let us talk about food and culture, because eating in Rome is one of the great pleasures of travel, and the city has its own proud, distinctive culinary traditions. The Roman pasta classics are essential, so try the creamy carbonara, the peppery cacio e pepe, and the tomato and guanciale amatriciana, each simple, cheap, and unforgettable. For a quick bite, grab pizza al taglio, sold by weight in rectangular slices, or a supply, the fried rice ball that is Rome's beloved answer to the Sicilian arancino. Save room for gelato, but choose wisely, seeking out artisanal shops with natural colors and covered tubs, rather than the bright, fluffy mounds aimed at tourists. Coffee culture has its own rules, so drink your espresso standing at the bar for the local price, and know that Italians never order a cappuccino after a meal. Aperitivo is a lovely ritual, the early evening drink with snacks, and Trastevere and the center are full of spots to sip a spritz and watch Roman life unfold. Stay hydrated for free at the Nasoni, the little cast-iron street fountains all over Rome that pour cool, clean water straight from the ancient aqueducts. So bring a refillable bottle. On etiquette, tipping is minimal, since a service expectation is built into the coperto and the culture. So simply round up or leave €1 or €2 for great service. Romans dress with care, so leaning towards smart casual over shorts and flip-flops will help you blend in. And it is required at churches, which enforce covered shoulders and knees. That dress code is strict at St. Peter's and the Vatican, so carry a light scarf or wrap to cover up, or you may be turned away at the door. Meal times run later than many visitors expect, with lunch around 1 and dinner rarely before 8. So adjust and embrace the leisurely Italian pace of dining. Romans are warm and expressive, and a little effort with a buongiorno or grazie goes a long way, opening doors to the famously friendly local hospitality. Embrace the rhythm. Eat where the locals eat a few streets back from the monuments, and you will taste the real, generous soul of Roman cooking. Before we wrap up, let us cover the common mistakes first-time visitors make, because avoiding these few pitfalls will make your Rome trip far smoother and more enjoyable. The single biggest mistake is not booking the Colosseum and the Vatican in advance, then arriving to find them sold out or facing hours-long lines in the sun. A close second is eating right next to the major monuments, where tourist trap restaurants serve mediocre, overpriced food when a better meal waits just a few streets away. Many visitors underestimate the summer heat, then wilt by midday. So if you come in summer, sightsee early, rest in the afternoon, and carry water from the free public fountains. Do not forget the church dress code, because showing up at St. Peter's in shorts and a tank top will get you turned away, so always carry something to cover up. Another classic error is failing to validate your paper transport ticket, which can bring a €100 fine. So validate on board or use contactless tap and go instead. Guard against pickpockets by keeping valuables zipped and in front, especially on Metro Line A, Bus 64, and in the crush around the Trevi Fountain. Do not try to see everything in 1 or 2 days because Rome rewards a slower pace, so pick your priorities and leave time to simply sit in a piazza and soak it in. Skipping a day trip is a missed opportunity, since places like Ostia Antica and Tivoli are close, cheap to reach, and add a whole new dimension to your visit. And do not order a cappuccino after dinner or stand confused at a coffee bar, since a few small local customs, once learned, make you feel right at home. Finally, do not let the pickpockets and scams sour your view, because with basic precautions, Rome is safe, welcoming, and one of the most rewarding cities to explore. Avoid these handful of mistakes. Book ahead, dress right, guard your pockets, and slow down, and you will experience Rome the way it truly deserves. Get those basics right, and Rome will reward you with unforgettable history, incredible food, and that unmistakable eternal city magic found nowhere else. So who is Rome really best for? The answer is almost every kind of traveler, because few cities offer such a rich blend of history, art, food, and everyday beauty. It is a dream for history and culture lovers, letting you walk through ancient ruins, Renaissance palaces, and priceless art, all within a single compact center. It is a paradise for food lovers, from cheap, perfect pasta and pizza to lively aperitivo evenings and some of the most beloved gelato in the world. Couples adore Rome's romance, with candlelit trattorias, sunset views over the domes, and endless atmospheric lanes made for wandering hand in hand. Families do well too, since kids love the gladiator history of the Colosseum, the coin tossing at the Trevi, and the endless gelato stops between sites. Whoever you are, come with comfortable shoes, a zipped bag, and an open appetite, and Rome will give you one of the most unforgettable trips of your life. That is everything you need to know before visiting Rome in 2026. From booking your Colosseum tickets to dodging the scams and timing your trip around the heat. Which part of the trip are you most excited for? The ancient ruins, the Vatican, or the food? Tell us in the comments below. If this guide helped you plan your trip, please like and subscribe for more honest, in-depth travel guides from our small channel. Thank you for watching, and aloha from Kahana Designs. Until next time, safe travels and sweet dreams.